So, hi everyone. As introduced in the introduction, we have Dr. Virupaksha sir with us today, and we'll be dealing in the conversation about life sciences and about his experience, particularly in the life sciences. So, hi sir. Firstly, can you just start by telling much about yourself and people knowing that exactly how did you come across this far in this field and about your experience and about your journey?
Surely, surely. I'd like to introduce that my basic qualification is B Pharma. I did my bachelor's in pharmaceutical sciences, and that is how I got into, or I would say, I fell in love with drug designing concepts. Okay. Let me be very honest. Means when I entered the field, means there is something to do about drugs, pharmaceutical manufacturing. That is how it is. But in my journey of my graduation in pharmacy, probably in my third year or something, I really started liking about it would be very unfair that if I say it directly saying that I was very inclined in drug designing, but I was more into like I would like to get into drug developmental concept, drug testing concept, and that is how it went off. And that is where I planned that I want to do masters, and that is where I also felt that like I want to be into research. And again, at that age, saying that I want to be in R&D and I was too focused, no, it would be a lie if I'm saying so. But yeah, your liking starts there, and you start getting focused. And I felt that okay, I want to be in research. I would like to be into developmental science, and that is how
Yeah.
it started. This is a time where what we nowadays we call it Z, generation Z, right? This is a time
Gen
where
Z.
this is 2002 when I was getting graduated, and that time I think the internet was also not that strong and prominent and all those things. Means it was not a Wi-Fi generation, I would say. Uh, that time I happened to come across interview of Shabir Bhatia, uh, the one who discovered Hotmail. Uh,
Yeah.
Nowadays, I think Hotmail doesn't exist now. I think Gmail only or someone took it over. But
Yes.
it came up with Hotmail, and he said the way I'm giving a prompt at that time he was giving some interview, and I happened to see that interview, and he was saying the next event is of computation and what amalgamation of computation and biology and chemistry and all those things, and that is where the first time word came into the mind, that is bioinformatics. Oh, and somewhere I felt that okay, this is a new science. This is a new. I won't say science. This is a new concept of implementation, and that is how I got inclined to bioinformatics, and I planned my career into bioinformatics. When I say I decided to enter bioinformatics, that is I would say that is what I would say. And after my B pharmacy, I did my master's in bioinformatics, and that was also specifically inclined to drug designing development. And that is how my career spanned. Means from pharmaceutical in bioinformatics, I got more into understanding or knowledge of, I would say, biotechnological applications, the gene, the uh, com- uh, computational aspects, and that is how I got into computational, and then the journey just took off. Means nowadays nothing can happen like the AI is also taking over. Means artificial intelligence, the molecular modeling techniques, and that is how it phased on and on. So this is how it started. But I would say the seeds were sown in my graduation. That is where the drug aspect came. And yeah, never planned to be into academics, but yeah, destiny drew me in, and biotechnology opened a lot of doors. It has a lot of aspects attached to it. That is, so that is how I would
Yeah.
summarize many things.
Sir, also, I would like to point it out regarding because you come from a B pharma background. Now, particularly what I can see nowadays, people who are doing B pharma don't even look up to that because I think in the later part of year, that is I think third and fourth year, they learn about CAD and like drug designing. I think it comes in the later part. But this, like what I can see even for B Pharma, because we deal with a lot of companies, what I've seen, students typically go to industry, or they don't even look after, even if they're interested, they're inclined to, should I just go for masters in bioinformatics? Will that be a career for me? Like switching is also one thing which is a little doubtful among the students. So how would you take that? Like, because obviously, see, what I can think as a student perspective, it might be sounding a risk because they don't have a core BSc in bioinformatics, like a bachelor's BTech in bioinformatics. But switching from B Pharma at that point, when I think it was not even bioinformatics was not much developed at that time you switching this field, I mean, that also says a lot about your personal thinking as well. So how did you say, like, if, for example, a student is currently confused in third or fourth year, he shall think or she, like, regarding what career they should opt for, how should they
Yeah.
go about it?
Normally, this is the question I get. No doubt, I did my pharma, and if you see my background, most of the time I spend my background in BTech Biotechnology, MTech Biotech. Means obviously because of bioinformatics,
Yeah.
more involvement is in the biotechnological aspect. But yeah, I'll talk about basically about graduation. Means anyone who is doing graduation in life science. Uh, the if you see means if I see graduation in last decade or so, yes, it has molded appropriately into computational link. Now the new NEP policies also, if you will see, they are giving
Yes.
lot of what encouragement for integrative education, and computation has already entered into it. Means let me tell you, let it be BSc. I'm talking about BSc any life sciences, BSc micro or my what biotechnology, like biochemistry, or B pharma, or BTech, or BE biotechnology, any engineering to applied degrees in life sciences. You will see that computational aspect, that is what how I understood your question. Bioinformatics is been introduced at the graduation level, and that is how I feel also. Means when people come to the colleges at MSc and MTech level, uh, if I see 5 years before and 5 years, the current batches who are coming, they are aware of bioinformatics. They know what is bioinformatics. Uh, I mean, at least they are familiarized with it. So that is the difference.
Yeah.
Now, the question regarding confusion, that as a faculty, many times I always get it. Okay, means at the graduation level, many come to us, sir, क्या करना है आगे क्या नहीं, and I always say confusions are good at graduation level. I specifically talk about if you are doing a 4 year course, and if you are into your fifth and sixth semester, means third year, or in your seventh semester, that times these confusions are good, because that makes you take the decision. Now, specifically talking about biotechnology, it is more confusing, because biotechnology is tapping everywhere. Because I
Yeah.
always say that I am lucky that I did pharma, because I am focused to chemistry aspects, the drug aspect, and a domain. Okay, I'm stick to it. But when you talk about biotechnology, it is a Pandora box. Okay, it has application in drug
Yeah.
sciences, it has application in agriculture, or what you call it, botany, and all those things. It has applications in food technology. The newer and the more evolving is environmental and sustainable technology, and biotechnology is playing its role. And now, if you are one of the, what you can say, the mediators, or the networkers between the industry, and you yourself are understanding how this field is demanding, specifically the environmental
Yeah.
sector and all those things. And you are also seeing the biotechnological implementations getting into this. Okay, so I always keep this with that. The candidate who starts lacking any subject should try to make career in that is what, since you asked me, or you said that I planned that time getting into bioinformatics that time. It is true that that time bioinformatics was not in India. The only institution which was doing giving bioinformatics degree was Pune University. That too, it started in 2003 2004. MSc bioinformatics was the first official government degree, which was given in India, and then obviously then it
Yeah.
started everywhere. Now you have specialized institutions and universities and deemed centers for it, government deemed centers like Rajiv Gandhi Institute and all those things. But what was a focus in me that I want to get into design, some liking, some passion should drive, and that should create a focus. Now, same way, if you ask any candidate in this field, they do like some subjects. They do like now every subject will have a application somewhere. So if they start mastering the subject, or I would say understanding the subject more, or getting involved in it more, that is how uh, they start getting the career aspects more. And that is where I also pitch in guys like you means your industries who can actually create more picture means by introducing different workshops, by introducing the real life applications in the industry, that is or bringing in some industry who can give a talk which gives a clear insight. Means what I always say students is you have to know what industry is doing. That is more important. Because what happens in academics, there is a big patch. Industry क्या कर रहा है? It's okay if I speak in Hindi in between. Industry क्या कर
Yeah,
रहा है?
it's fine.
ये किसको पता नहीं है. No one understands what industry is doing. You are doing your genetic engineering and all those things. What is industry doing? Really, क्या तू genetic engineering का tools लेके करेगा क्या जाके बाहर जाके? Who is going to hire you? Or
Yeah.
else चलो बहुत जन का ये ड्रीम रहता है कि I want to start my own startup. What? What are you going to do? कुछ बनाना आसान है, बेचेगा कैसा किसको? You need to understand that. So that
Yeah.
that starts at this level only. So uh, being integrative, being more networking, into networking and understanding what actually in the industries are doing is more important.
Cool. Also, I do have many questions which are coming in my head right now. I will definitely ask that. Okay, first of all, like regarding you did your bachelor's and then your master's, sir, but what was the one thing that really pushed you towards research? Because what I've seen in your background, it's mostly that you have done like many things, right? And that too in research. So what really motivated you? Because right now, what I see, because even I worked in certain labs in CSIR, ICB, and even IIT Bombay. What I have personally seen is research really requires some motivation to do. Because see, in starting, you can definitely go in and you will be like really motivated, but doing it for consistently for 5 years or more years is not a like a cup of tea. And also, I feel like also it raises one point which is really important for every student to understand is because for bachelor's and master they just feel like they can do PhD because they don't explore much option and they just directly dive into PhD, and as soon as they land into PhD they just realize one thing that it's not their thing. So also I feel like there is some gap because they are not much exposed to other institute labs. That also feels, I feel there is one thing. So how would you take this up, like uh,
Uh, again, I'll come. Very right question. Means, I always say that just don't go to any PhD. Because PhD should be something. See, what happens is many times and you will also accept. Even I will also. Means, this is a raw fact that everyone will go for PhD. मुझे अच्छा job मिले. That is the idea. Okay, but I always say that no doubt you will go for PhD for a career advancement and all those things, but PhD should be pretty focused. And again to have a pretty focused PhD, you should have a decent what masters or nowadays you have a option of directly going for integrated PhD also. You should have a clear cut focus. Again the point comes to the line that you should have a clear cut focus what to do. Yeah. Okay. As you said that what kept me driving in the field. To be very honest, when I started bioinformatics, it was very new, and uh, to add on to it, to even the faculties who were there were also learning with me. And that is this field. Okay, means I started with the core concepts of drug designing. Means I entered into molecular modeling. Learned molecular modeling, then QSAR and all those things. Now QSAR was pretty much a part of pharma also, but molecular modeling was a new thing, or I was exploring it. And computational molecular modeling, getting into introduced to the techniques like molecular docking, simulations, and if now I'm talking about days in 2002, 2004, and all those things these days. So it was a pretty much a learning curve. And I think I finished my graduation 2003, and immediately got an offer from that time university called as Rye University. Uh, and That was my first assignment. I was there for hardly 2 years or so. Then I started with a company called as Idogen Certainty. Uh, Now, again, now in intelligence certainty, my role was of scientific content specialist, and again, there my role was drawing, ligand extraction. Now, why I'm telling you this is how I came across different tools, different concepts. Now,
Yeah.
this is not ever taught in academics. Okay, this is more of
Mm.
exposure and learning. So the driving force in this field is every time you have to keep yourself updated. Okay, the
Yeah.
things what I learned in my master's and things what I did in my PhD. Obviously, PhD I won't say it's absolute yet, but it has evolved. Okay, the same things, molecular docking, which we used to do with flex algorithm and all those things used to take in on the workstation 2 to 3 days. अभी लैपटॉप पे क्या बोलते हैं बैच डॉकिंग एक दिन में हो जाता है. And when I say batch docking means I'm talking about at least 100 200 molecules docking in a day.
Yes.
Okay, and that day that time one molecule. So these are then QSR evolved as 2D QSR, 3D QSR, then something else 5D QSR. Now the AI based QSR, different algorithm use QSRs, and this keeps you motivated to be in the field. And obviously, now once you have that craze of doing it, then you start following it. So that is my driving force in it. Means I had to keep my updated. Let me be very honest. एक पॉइंट ऐसा था कि यार ये क्या है? Means it's like I always give an example like जैसे कंप्यूटर्स के नए नए मॉडल्स आते हैं एंड मोर फास्टर देन दैट दी मोबाइल्स के एंड्रॉइड स्पेसिफिकली
Yeah.
अपडेट्स एवरी ईयर यू गेट एन अपडेट एवरी ईयर यू गेट नाउ अपडेट्स हार्डवेयर भी अपडेट्स होने लगे नाउ यू गेट द स्नैपड्रैगन चिप्स एंड ऑल दोस थिंग्स एंड उसमें भी क्या यू हैव दैट व्हाट गेमिंग का एक स्पेसिफिकली रहेगा फॉर
Yeah.
graphic handling and for normal document. So the technology is evolved if you see you keep it yourself updated because uh, the generation like you also what you do you get attracted to this and then the same thing the new updates what were coming in molecular modeling and the algorithm and all things that was a driving force and to learn those things and implement in the research and the next thing is when I say research means obviously to come up with your own something. Okay, and using those things, my idea was to come up with some new ligand or new drug or something of that sort, and that is how it comes. And following that trend, now we are into the trend of NGS. Previously we used to use the term bioinformatics. The bioinformatics has evolved into different concepts.
Yeah.
Bioinformatics, molecular modeling, bioinformatics. If you are mastering biology, you say computational biology. If you are into this, you say computational chemistry. And the impact of AI in last, I would say 2 3 years is pretty good, and I will use the term pretty good because the research is evolving. So this is how I everyone will have such experience which drives themselves. And if you see
Yeah.
science, any science, engineering or any, you will see things are evolved, and that is how people. try to keep pace with it. That, and if you try
Hmm.
to keep pace with it, means that is how you get engaged with the science.
Yeah. Also, I mean, this would be a question for a lot many student, or even a doubt. What I particularly feel, everyone, just for example, if I just take about look about my journey, okay, when I just joined in my bachelor's, and at that point, because obviously I feel still till date most of the colleges, like tier 3, tier 4 colleges don't have like very much highly equipped lab instruments. So there would be a point in which they are just doing normal experiment till the third of year, because they are not gaining the external exposure. How would someone find a research interest? Like, because I have seen this people, and even people really even messaging like a lot of people, that how do you exactly get it? Because what I see, they would just say molecular biology, uh, cancer. But even if I just look at molecular biology itself is a very vast field. Even if you just talk about bioinformatics, now there is like computational biology, like both are little different. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, how can someone find a research interest? Because if someone has not gotten any opportunities till then, and again, like if someone really finds out, ki, okay, like for example, in my 10th or 12th, I was fascinated by cancer. But when I worked hands-on on cancer, and I was just working on myeloma models, what if I discover that I don't like that? Then what is the option left with me? Uh, I mean, that is also one thing which I feel is really needed in, like, how can someone find it? Like, this is just a question as a student when I was having them. Right now, I definitely have clarity over that, but I just want to ask you from your experience, how,
True,
if
very
someone
true.
asks you as a student, how would you tackle that
See,
question?
now, no, I'm taking it one by one. Okay, first you said
Yeah,
that yes, most of us do into tier two, tier three, and that is my experience also. Uh, and uh, uh, and really, when you come to a real life experience, those are very different. Let me tell
yeah,
you that being from the pharmaceutical side, that time we were not comfortable with cell lines and all those things. Okay, now cell
yeah,
lines is very problem. अभी pharma में भी सिखाया जाता है cell lines कैसे. We were very good with animal models and the actual this thing. But cell lines, so I used to think cell lines must be something great like line and all. Even microarray. When I heard about microarray, I thought, oh, microarray must be some array technology and all those things. When you see in a real life, what does a cell lines are normal cells. But
yeah,
you are categorizing and you're doing coming up with a pure cell. Obviously, that means that you're coming with some pure cell culture and with some application. That is where you start calling it cell lines and all those things. But imagine a layman cell lines. Oh my God, cell lines. Yeah, microarray. So yeah, these things do drive, and when you really do it, and you really raised a good thing that when you did it and you said, oh, you didn't like it. That happens. That happens many times. Unfortunately, fortunately with me, yeah, I landed up with some situations, but most of the times I liked those things and I went. But yeah, I seen my friends, my colleagues, they land up with something which they don't want, and that happens. And with students also. Okay. Uh, yes, this is challenging, but what I will all nowadays what I push is in the college days, try to go for conferences, try to engage with some certification courses, some and more of that workshops. Okay, nowadays colleges also do. Nowadays, the good thing about this is the many things are mandatory also. So
yes,
these things can be eye opener. Okay. Like you said that maybe during your bachelor days, if you would have done some summer internship in, let's say, at track or something, and that time you would have done some this experimentation or even workshop, you would have made a decision that time only, or maybe you would have fallen in love that time. अरे यही मुझे करना है.
yeah,
And that is one thing which is offered nowadays. uh, Again, internet means online, everything is there. You should search for it. Workshop conferences should be attended, and obviously not just again, not just for certification or something, but go for focused works. Again, this is it. Like the way you said, I wanted to make career into cancer. Then obviously look for the clear cut conferences, workshops, or
Yeah.
even many industrial trainings which are there, which they do announce it. And your platform is also there. Luckily, I get your mails from your platform as well. Okay.
Oh,
So actually, I was not knowing that, but when today morning I said, "Oh, come on, this is the," but that is good, right? It very focus, and that can be a decision making and or to help shape careers. I think that would be a very
definitely.
easy way at the graduation level to uh, what take your step forward. Again, another things is I always say that nowadays in biotechnology and all the life sciences, you have integrated faculties. Like in my institution, I have almost 18 faculties. All 18 faculties, may say I would say almost 12 are with different specializations. Okay. Even say I am more into drug design, molecular modeling. The other faculty in bioinformatics is more into genomics and
Yeah.
NGS analysis. Okay. So see, again, these are two different specializations. The candidates can actually collaborate with these faculties, work with them for one semester. If they like it, they can continue with the project with them. If they can shift and work. So that is how they can gain experience, and liking disliking उधर आ जाएगा. So that will surely help to make career or
So,
to
also, like if I look at myself, so I have given NEET. Like I feel like still most of the people who enters in the field gave NEET. And at that time, in I think 2021, I even don't have any idea about anything apart from biotechnology exists. Like I'm telling you very honestly, I was not even aware about like
yes.
microbiology is a different field because my totally focus was on NEET, and I feel like many people would be like same like me. Now as I entered field, I had a goal that okay, I want to go in cancer, and so I like luckily I got in many internship in my second year, first year. Uh, but I feel like in most of the cases, people really don't tend to fall towards this opportunity. What I particularly feel, like there are multiple programs even available for internship, but people really feel like will they be qualified enough to do that? And everyone
Mhm.
like they just have one thing. But I would just say because honestly, if I tell you my thing when I applied with SRFP, my CGPA was not even qualified for that, but I luckily got in. And that was totally a game changer because I was feeling ki, okay, definitely I will not get in, so let me just give it my chance. Um, but still, I feel many people just tend ki, should I just apply? Should I not? Because I won't be getting selected. So that is also one of the thing which I feel like
Uh,
really student don't do this.
Two things to answer you specific you as a case. I feel you are pretty focused. So I think
Yeah.
I always push for that. Having focus is always good because that drives a line. The other side of the coin is galat rasta pakda to. Yeah. If, like the way you said, ki, after doing it, I felt oh, okay, that is not the line for me. But again,
Mm.
you being focused, you tried to do that. The other question, what you asked was what? Sorry, I also got blank. Sorry for that. It happens. Uh, Other question, what you raised is, can you repeat it? I just got blank after
I
you.
mean, it's just basically a student lack confidence in
Yeah,
just applying with
sorry.
international
Yeah. I got it. I
programs
got it. I
or
got it.
even national.
Other things is, from me, I always say, attempting is always better. Okay. Now
Yeah.
let's say many don't apply for IITs and all those things. Okay. I can understand. Don't take my sentence other way around. I can understand getting into IIT at the graduation level is too difficult because they told that yeah, there are only 40 seats and almost 10,000 applications will be there for 40. So
Yeah.
that is it. But when it comes to masters and PhD, the scenario is very different. IIT selects very much on the criteria of the knowledge what you have. Then the way what you said was a catching point, the CGPI or the marks. Okay, obviously there will be a filter set ki
Criteria.
इतने इतना CGPI रहेगा. Let's say if you have a 6 pointer CGPI, you are eligible for application. But then in that case, the 6 pointer CGPI and 9 pointer CGPI all will be competing for it. Okay, and you
Yeah.
will see mostly this happens in PhD selection. All this sometimes the 7 pointer and 6 pointer are selected than the 9 pointers. Okay, based on the
Yeah.
interviews and all those things. But yeah, that is a different. But the answer to your question is it's better to attempt and fail
Correct.
and not to attempt.
Agreed.
So always,
I mean, you
always,
will never
it's like
know.
always giving you. Yeah, it always happens with if I am I see my days. Um, I will be very honest. I hesitated to apply for NIPA Chandigarh. That time NIPA Chandigarh was there. And नहीं यार मुझे नहीं मिलेगा.
Yeah.
And after एक साल के बाद मुझे समझा कि I was eligible to get admission over there. Obviously, but that was not this thing. But यही होता है कि it's better to to uh, apply to and see one thing. Failing not getting into it is I just before getting Apurva had said send me your link, and I saw you had specifically written that you missed your need by 2 marks.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
I just read that. But that is how it is, right? Means
Yeah.
uh, but the experience what you have gained in that you won't have gained if you are not given it. Sometimes क्या बड़े बुजुर्ग बोल के जाते हैं ना कि failure is the first step of success. Sometimes this triggers more stronger than getting into it.
Correct.
So yeah, to the simple line is never try the options what you have in hand. It's better to fail than to just नहीं
Yeah.
मिलेगा करके छोड़ दो.
Also, sir,
Because
one
that is
more
what is
question
exploring
which,
all about.
yeah. Uh, Also, one more question which I feel I get asked is also I have an answer to it, so I will also put it up front to you. You just then follow up from that. The question is whether industry or academia. Now, for a person who don't have any experience,
Whether sorry, the voice whether.
like for example, there is a student who don't have any experience till the MSc or masters, so he would be mostly going for a PhD or a job. But later
Yes.
on, what I particularly see is if they will apply for n number of jobs, they will not get in and they will just go for PhD. Like they will do entrance. That is like the general pattern of many people, not pointing out to anyone, that like a general pattern. What I in general answer is you try to work for academia, you try to work for industry for if you just get in job for a year or something. If you like that, well and good. But if you don't, just go for a PhD. Like go like because once you enter into PhD without even knowing what industry looks like, and if you don't like it, then it may be trouble because you can't leave that in between. But you can do a vice versa thing. So I just want to like someone who don't have any experience, who is like has crossed masters, and he's like he or she is really confused what to choose. So how would he or she go about it?
See, again, one aspect is let it be master or something, or let it be uh, the candidate is going to be confused because if you see the yes the pattern has changed but अभी तक दो वैसे candidate market में आए नहीं है means now because of NEP and major things nowadays what institutes are doing like all the BTech and BEs and all these institutes are doing that they are pushing students for summer internships, compulsory summer internships. You have this
Yeah,
what project, you have dissertation. I mean, project based learning has gone into the syllabus or the academia a lot. Now, this project-based learning wala candidates will be more prepared to get into industry or to say to at least to make a choice. इंडस्ट्री में
yeah,
जाने का एक अलग ही क्वेरी रहेगा but at least they will have a choice कि let's say I want to be into downstream processing or I want to be into QC QA. इतना तो वो बता ही सकते हैं. I'm just giving a random example. Okay,
yeah,
but still if you see अभी current lots but still this will be slow and steady. But the current lot what you are saying is this. If you see the pattern, they have studied, they are it, but लेट इट बी एमएससी फॉरगेट. अगर वो एमएससी करके डाल एक पीएचडी भी करके आए तो इंडस्ट्री वही क्वेश्चन पूछेगी तेरे पास एक्सपीरियंस किधर है. और फ्रेशर पीएचडी फिर अल्टीमेटली क्या होगा,
yeah.
पीएचडी एकेडमिक उसमें जाएगा.
Correct.
राइट. सो दिस इज देयर. uh, the again, uh, the matter lies here is you have to understand what means. You have to keep on asking why. Let's say molecular biology क्यों कर रहा है भाई molecular biology देखिए कहाँ लेके जाने वाला है and I am specifically using the term molecular biology because I am teaching BTech biotechnology and most of the biotech people and randomly ask which is their favorite subject they always come up with this is one subject which is very prominent with most of the biotechs. ओके जैसे फार्मा
Yeah,
में पूछोगे ना तो फार्मास्यूटिक्स एक सब्जेक्ट है जिनमें ज्यादा अच्छा लगता है एंड इफ यू आस्क देम दे विल ऑलवेज से मॉल बायो they will use the term mall bio then I say mall bio where mall bio is going to take you and I think the faculties also should step in this means they should interact with the candidates they should interact with the students should ask बाबा तुझे ये सब्जेक्ट अच्छा लगता है तो तू क्या करना चाहता है where are you going to take this subject okay and then if they have some answer but let's say this is my real life example one said I would be interested in enzyme and all those things it is a pinpoint I actually like when the candidate said I said which industry is going to pick you up and that candidate started staring at me and seriously if you see the market enzyme market is the biggest market
yeah,
I asked एक कंपनी तो बता मुंबई में who is doing good in enzymes or manufacturing enzymes? Blank. Then I said, where the idea came from? No, sir. The idea was how can the candidate's idea? Ki Baba, I would do some enzymes which will be help in healing and ऐसा and lipase lipase as normal enzymes ही बता रहा था and obviously that candidate had referred some research articles and all those things so he was good academically he was bringing up very good but I said यार तो बना तो लेगा पर बेचेगा किधर
yeah,
and then the assignment was very clear. Assignment to him was very clear. You bring me companies who are work doing this. And he was surprised. एक महीने में he came up with 10 different companies and around Mumbai. He came with what advanced enzymes. He came and then I asked him where are they selling this? Because these are B2B businesses. That's exactly what you
yes,
need to understand, and that is how. So something this has to be cracked. And I am happy to tell you he has now passed out and. He has started his own startup and he is now more into making this uh, mm, what do you call it uh, vegetable meat or what to I lost the word uh,
yeah, got it.
vegan meat or something of that sort
Yeah, vegan, vegan.
yeah yeah means the green meat or there's a word for it so
Yes,
making wheat which through a vegetable source obviously you have a lot of it and for that he went to Singapore on his own he made his time see again ये कोई faculty या कोई करा के नहीं देता that guy is focused and now he has already started as made a startup and he has a product to sell he's already into it so these are some good but again ये एक example होता है there's a lot of people over here. But this can be breached when the academy and industry bridges are minimum.
correct. Also, when you raise this point about industry, I just get whenever like we also do like various webinar in different colleges. Uh, I always ask this question with the students. Tell me five top life science companies. Like like firstly I asked top five companies of IT. They would easily say Google, Microsoft, Apple, like software companies. Whenever I ask this question about life sciences, they would just say Biocon and Dr. Reddy, and then they are just blank.
Exactly.
This is the pinpoint, like what is the level of awareness that even we are having, even as academic host institute. I just feel this is exactly the point because there is no awareness. Even when I explained, like when I
I
was
mean,
in my
sorry to
first,
stop
second
you
year,
here. So,
yeah, yeah,
sorry to stop. Just pulling on your point. The same thing I asked final year and to students. Tell me life science, and they will come up with pharma companies. But don't tell me pharma
correct,
companies. Okay. Even to be devils on the devil side that time they will all one company which will come is Biocon Then the next question is what biotech product Biocon
Biocontrol.
sells?
Yeah.
Because even if you see Biocon, the 70% product what Biocon sells is the pharmaceutical product.
Yes.
Now from 2014, Biocon is actually selling like homo insulin aa gaya, ye aa gaya. So that
Yes.
is how. So yes, right. And even if they're giving me the pharma company name, then I ask the next question I ask is, tell me what biotech product they're doing. And yes, again, I would say again, last 3 4 years, pharma, Indian pharma specifically, they're investing a lot into biotech, specifically antibodies. So and
Yeah.
all what first year and second year companies, I think everyone is into antibody production, and this is a good scope for biotechnology. Upstream production, downstream production, dono. And that is so. But this awareness has to be there. This awareness has to be there.
I mean, this was the point where I particularly felt that really, like on our level, whatever we can do, definitely we can do. But to do something on a bigger level, I think everyone needs to participate in that, like
Yes,
every
everyone needs
institute.
to.
I mean, we can
The
just try it out on
unfortunate
our level, but
the unfortunate thing is many biotech people now, specifically the advantage in my institute is we teach BSc and BTech and dual degrees both. MTech भी है. Okay, so tech degree भी है ये. The candidates don't even know the best institutions in and around Mumbai who can give them masters and PhD degrees.
yeah,
Agar means like if someone wants to get into downstream processing, which is the institute which will give you the best degree? That also awareness is not there. And let me tell you, the best institute is in Mumbai.
yeah.
Do I have to name it?
Sorry, sir, I was
Do
zone
I have
out.
to name that institute?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, it is ICT,
Yeah,
Chemical Institute, Chemical Technology. Hmm, I don't think so. Anyone in India is giving bioprocess technology degree the way they give. But the specific degree, BTech, MTech in bioprocess sector, they have PhD in bioprocess technology. You see the alumni what they have.
I mean,
Exactly.
but it again comes down to the same point, uh, like on our level we can just do, but if we really want to do something bigger, that is always a question. Like that is what we are also trying from our thing, whatever we can do. But
See, in
it,
such cases, the collaborative effort will always work. Means like
yes,
organizations like you, people like me can always collaborate for workshops, or collaborate for sessions, seminars. When Apurva came to me with your this thing, obviously she just told me that time because we didn't had much time to talk. But if
yeah,
that time I would have idea of this was going to be a discussion, I would have told at that time, let's talk about collaborations and let's see what things we can do. See, there can be many type of collaborations. Being a faculty, being
correct,
into research, like academic collaboration भी हो सकता है, industrial collaboration भी हो सकता है, consulting का भी हो सकता है. But
yeah,
the way you reach and where you need us, you can always get in touch with us. That will be the best. And that is exactly what the service what we will do with the budding technologist. Because I'm not talking only about my institution. I'm talking about the every budding institute person who will be coming up in India. And that is what you are doing, and that is where I can also pitch in wherever you need. I'm not saying only I'm talking about the entire
yeah,
uh, fraternity, what faculty and research. See, again, everyone has some or the other contacts in between. Like you will. So
correct,
ultimately started with networking, right? And this is where the industrial networking, the academic networking, and you guys would be fantastic.
yeah. Um, again, about like it's just one thing, it's not a question or something. Even when I explain it to some of my family members or something, I totally don't really want to like say
Family members again it got disconnected. Hello, hello.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no. I
Oh yeah,
think
I think it's fine.
there's a glitch at mine because now in my office the Wi-Fi connect the wires they are going changing. So maybe that may be issue. Can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, no worries, no
You're saying
worries.
about family or something.
Yeah, I was saying when even I was in my bachelor's, whenever someone used to ask me that what exactly you are doing, rather than explaining to them the whole thing, I used to just said कि जो लोग वैक्सीन बनाते हैं या जो लोग पीछे बैक एंड पे पूरा R&D वगैरह करते हैं, this is how we explain in general. But फिर वो even to tell the major part of the, even in India, I would say, not even to our field, to India, just to explain them, it always like a task to explain the people who don't really understand. Even in Indore, like I am particularly belonging in Indore, I have attended many business events, many networking events. Whenever I tell about a startup, even like my thing, or even about life science, they don't really understand much of it. And whenever someone don't really understand much of the field, it's really hard to first let them understand about the field, and then they can just pitch in something. But that has always been one thing which I have
This
particularly
is
faced.
I also faced it a lot. Means let me tell you, बायोटेक्नोलॉजी को डिफाइन करना छोड़ दो, फार्मा डिफाइन नहीं कर पाता हूँ.
हाँ.
आधे से ज्यादा लोग आज भी फार्मा को बैग लेके जाने वाला बंदा नहीं तो मेडिकल शॉप वाला बंदा ही जानते हैं. दे डोंट नो व्हाट फार्मा कैन डू और फार्मा इज डूइंग.
Yeah.
व्हेन फार्मा का ये हालत है तो बायोटेक्नोलॉजी का भूल जाओ. Obviously, I'm talking the realistic or sarcasm part
Biotech
of
भी.
it. You understand means uh,
But
when a defined domain और
yeah, yeah.
एक ऐसी डिग्री जिसका जिसका इंडस्ट्री सेट है, उसमें 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 अगर मुझे डिफाइन कर अपना डिग्री समझाने का प्रॉब्लम होता है. मीन्स पीपल डोंट नो कि बाबा देयर इज अ प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट. टैबलेट कैप्सूल्स बनता है, सिरप्स बनता है. दे फार्मा मतलब क्या? आइदर यू विल बी एमआर, तो बैग लेके जाएगा. दैट इज हाउ वी डिफाइन आवर. बैग लेके डॉक्टर को बताने जाएंगे
Yeah.
ये तो मेडिकल शॉप खोलना. देयर इज समथिंग कॉल्ड प्रोडक्शन, देयर इज क्यूसी क्यूए आर&डी.
QC.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so when this is not defined, obviously I'm just adding on to what you said. Biotechnology define करना तो और difficult है भाई. I started with that
I
only.
mean,
Biotechnology is a Pandora box. क्या क्या कर सकता है? You also don't know. Means
yeah.
it's a any. So yes, it is difficult to uh, explain, specifically if you're into business forums and investors or इनको बताना तो और difficult है. Because ultimately
Yeah.
they will be in the line where they will ask you, बाबा तुझे ultimately you tell me what are you going to sell
Correct.
or how are we going to earn. That it. So yes, these are challenges, and this is not going to go in a day or so. But yeah, what we can do is we can be very for means whenever we are going for any event or whenever we are going for any project, we can be very pinpoint and concise of what क्या बेचना है उतना ही बता देंगे तो अच्छा है, तो ज्यादा क्लियर हो जाएगा. मीन्स इफ
Yeah.
लेट्स से यू सेड वैक्सीन है तो वैक्सीन ही बता, वो क्या है कैसे बनाना है क्या है, वो मत बता. Then that would
Yeah.
be easier way to define it. Otherwise,
Correct.
no. Now talking about student explaining to his parents, then oh be both, but then it's better to again स्टूडेंट खुद कितना जानता है ये भी एक प्रॉब्लम है. एंड अगर अवेयर है तो कैसा एक्सप्लेन करेगा वो भी. मीन्स नाउ यू सेड दैट यू आर फ्रॉम इंदौर. मीन्स इन द कैटेगरी वी आर कॉल इट टीयर 2 सिटी में से आ रहा है. एंड नो डाउट इंदौर इज प्रोग्रेसिंग वेरी वेल एज फार एज बायोटेक एंड फार्मा इज कंसर्न. आई थिंक द
Yes.
नेक्स्ट पॉपिंग पॉइंट इज इंदौर आफ्टर हिमाचल एंड what Ahmedabad. You see the companies are coming, but still people awareness would be an issue. Just a second, huh? Just I'll pause
Yes,
it.
sir.
सर को और मैं ये बोल रही थी कि अभी डेटा रेडी नहीं है, पेपर तो नहीं हो पाएगा
इसका
कॉन्फ्रेंस में।
कल बोलते हैं, सुबह बात करते हैं. कल विल टॉक टुमारो मॉर्निंग. कल यार ये ना, कल कल बात करते हैं. या
Uh, even Yeah, I mean, we were talking, I think, about pharma. ठीक है, pharma तो anyways, it's a very, I think इंदौर में तो बहुत सारी companies है, and because even we work in pharma sector, तो I particularly know and have a very good network in pharmaceuticals. So pharma sector तो still is really big developed, but yeah, again the point that you raised कि even telling students from like to their parents is also a big task because अभी भी बहुत सारे शहरों में लोगों को पता ही नहीं है क्या है, तो rather than explaining these things it's very tough to choose opt for a
Means,
career because आज
means
भी थोड़ी बहुत
I said
mentality भी
tier
comes
two
on that.
means you coming from tier two cities difficult to explain. That was not to
हाँ,
pinpoint tier two city. I come from Mumbai and there too
yes,
it is
yes,
difficult to explain. Means forget means
correct.
it is a common problem.
Yeah.
Means I won't say कि इधर tier two tier दिल्ली मुंबई से आने वाले बंदे
Hmm.
को I think इसमें थोड़ा बहुत बैंगलोर थोड़ा सा well placed है as far as
Yeah,
biotechnology concerned tell about it. To
true.
second to it would be Pune or something, but other than uh, even Mumbai is a challenge, man. Can't explain biotechnology in Mumbai. नहीं पता है लोगों को biotechnology बोला तो they
Yeah, I
will be
mean,
relating to some industry like connect somewhere. अच्छा ये करेगा क्या तू? Okay fine. Okay, you are into fertilizers.
yeah.
I'm just telling you, one of my friends I started a fertilizer using. You are into fertilizers. बस कैसे बनाता है क्या बनाता है वो इम्पोर्टेंट नहीं
नहीं
है.
पता.
Yeah.
Also, sir, one more thing regarding everything. I have seen students and many people comparing different fields with our field, like regarding in terms of you talk about monetary part, you talk about any part which is important, and I feel like okay, on that part that fine, but they are just not looking at the proper, like the bigger picture of it, like what can really happen in future. If we just talk about like 5 year degree and then doing a job, then I mean, the entry level
That is
salary might
there.
be very
That is
different.
this is a very common question, and I appreciate this question. Means normally people or many institutions do raise curtains on this particular question, but I appreciate this question because see these degrees are not cheap. Okay, you are investing means engineering degree और उतने ही पैसे इधर डालते हो means you are taking a BTech degree and
Yeah,
all in biotechnology. And ultimately, when the candidate reaches the final year, I'm specific, I'm talking in terms of both. Let it be a BTech, MTech, or MSc candidate. I'm specifically not taking BSc over here because again that is a different challenge. Okay,
yeah,
getting into a job into industry, and the argument starts is, sir इतना कम मिल रहा है, जॉब तो मिल रहा है इतना कम मिल रहा है. And the exact comparison will be with IT guys because IT will at least get into three.
correct.
Okay, and चलो let me crack the figures. 12-15 हजार से ऊपर तो नहीं मिलने वाला. That too I would say वो कंपनी अगर क्या बोलते कैंपस रिक्रूटमेंट कर रही है तो बाहर जाएगा तो अगेन इफ यू आर लकी चलो +-2, नहीं तो फिर 10-11 के ऊपर भी 10. आई डोंट वांट टू कोट लेस देन 10, बट या दीज आर द फिगर्स कोटेड. And I
Yeah,
will let me be very honest, I'm talking about all good companies.
yeah,
Good
I
companies
know.
doing good pan
I
India
mean, we work
marketing,
with companies.
international. Yeah, but I honest and I happen to work with some CRC, or I would say the on-campus recruitment. I used to do this
Yeah,
for. So one of my friends was in HR, and he happened to be in one company, and I इतना अच्छा मीन नेटवर्क वाला फ्रेंड था, मुझे ऐसा भी नहीं किया था. But I literally argued him, अरे since it is our ex institute, that's why are you giving us less. He was honest enough to दो ऑफर लेटर्स मैंने हाथ में दिया बीटेक वालों का. एंड आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, एक आईआईटी वाला बंदा था और एक आई थिंक बिट्स या सम प्राइम इंस्टीट्यूट. But he was they were offering our candidates 13 to 14,000, and they're offering those candidates 15 to 17,000. You got it. तो उसने बोला कि see this is it's not about IITs or some prime institute and tier 2 institutes or something. We are offering this only. And I said, why? What is the problem? Means तो उसने he was very honest to the एकदम clear flat. उसने बोला कि see how experienced or how good your candidate is. For 3 years, we are investing in them. Okay. And in 1 or 2 years, my competitors will surely give in an offer, which is going to be 2 times of whatever we are going to offer, and he is going to move there.
yeah,
That is true. And the candidate should be also smart enough to enter and move. That is also there. Stuck होके कुछ फायदा नहीं है. And industry also understands it. No one is going to curse you यार तू 2 साल में जॉब छोड़ा 1 साल. हाँ या 1 1.5 साल तो एक्सपीरियंस लो और छोड़ो so that you get specialized in that particular position or even if you want to shift in it what career में थोड़ा shift करना है तो 1 आध साल एक्सपीरियंस लेके shift करो so that makes good impression on the profile and industry also. But ये ट्रेंड है. So in life science, I think you need to invest 5 to 10 years to get
Yeah,
good packages equivalent to. हाँ but 10 साल बाद आईटी वाले और आपका packages सेम रहेगा या sometimes if you're good enough you will be better than them also. I don't want
yeah,
to give a glossy figure on this, but yes, these are the challenges in life sciences because life sciences invest more also. See, IT में एक problem
correct.
advantage ये है वन टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट्स पे ज्यादा चलता है. लाइफ साइंस में वन टाइम इन्वेस्टमेंट होता ही नहीं है. वन एक्सपेरिमेंट यू आर गोइंग टू डू यू आर गोइंग टू कंबस्ट एवरीथिंग. सब कुछ बर्न होने वाला है. यू हैव टू अगेन गो विद सो द incurring cost of life science is very heavy and in that biotechnology is too heavy. Even normal buffers cost you.
Yeah,
So that these are the challenges life science will always face. It is not going to be easy career for life science to start with. But what I always say to this channel, if you are getting a good company, let me tell you, let's say, let me just tell you that IPCA is hiring you. Okay. Now, IPCA is into antibody production, USV is into antibody production. Now these are good companies. They have pan-India presence. They have good what exporting drugs throughout Europe and all those things. These are uh, क्या बोलते हैं मार्केट होल्ड और टर्नओवर देखो यार इन कंपनीज का. एंड इफ दिस कंपनीज आर ऑफरिंग यू एंड इफ इट इज अ फील्ड ऑफ योर चॉइस आई थिंक गेटिंग in the company is more important. Once you
yeah,
are in, then the question starts how you are going to excel for sure.
true. Also,
हाँ
I
बट
feel like there
अपॉर्चुनिटी
is some.
मिलना भी जरूरी है.
हाँ, वो तो डेफिनेटली, वो तो आई फील लाइक इवन इट डिपेंड्स ऑन कैंडिडेट लाइक प्रॉपर, लाइक ही और
ट्रू
शी
ये
शुड.
true, absolutely. But what I see, I will be very honest on this. अगर यही तू मुझे 21 20 20 20 21 22 में पूछता था तो आई वुड हैव बीन वेरी रिलक्टेंट टू से कि जॉब्स है क्या नहीं. थोड़ा कैसिटी था जॉब्स पे. बट सीन फॉर लास्ट 4 5 years जॉब्स है अब. हाँ
सर
ये
बहुत सारे
जॉब्स
हैं.
जॉब्स है. ये नहीं
हाँ,
बोलूंगा हाँ मीन्स कि सबको मिले बट जॉब्स है. द प्रॉब्लम नाउ इज आर यू रियली फिटिंग इन. ये वाला भी
ट्रू
क्वेश्चन
ट्रू
है.
एग्जैक्टली. So to coming like just to cut you out on that, just to add on, because we were like we are preparing something based on industry and academia wala. So we were doing a pitch desk and we did a lot of research. We came to find out there are 80,000 MSMEs in India registered for life sciences. Like life sciences, I'm just including obviously life science. Pharma is not a part of life sciences, but
Hmm.
I am including that as well.
नहीं
Uh,
we will include
80,000.
फार्मा into life sciences.
So 80,000 MSMEs है. Like when we come across, so though 2.56 lakh was the number of the jobs which are vacant, because वहां तक job vacancy पहुंच ही नहीं रही है जहाँ पे vacancy है, वहां पे right candidate ही नहीं आ रहे. That was the main bridging point. So jobs तो है, but it's also about how do you find out, because academia भी आपको
Exactly.
एक level तक के push कर सकता है. They cannot give you in hand, आपको ला के job थोड़ी दे देंगे, but it also depends on student की what is, how do you network, how do you even reach out to. Also, if I tell you very honestly, हमारे पास literally रोज के 100 से 150 plus CVs आते हैं. If I just tell you the CVs that they are just making, it would be like a CV of a very basic, मतलब CV का
True.
layout बनाना नहीं आ
Absolutely
रहा है
true.
लोगों को.
So, I won't blame students for it. थोड़ा
Yeah,
सा ये
true.
again I'm telling you many institutions have started. We also started it. We are telling we have a specific cell in our institution called as CRC. They are taking a workshop for how to make a CV. But let me be very honest. एक दिन का workshop है 1 घंटे का workshop में CV बनाना नहीं आता है. But yeah, this awareness has to be there कि how to write a right type of CV. Let's say entry level CV. क्या करना चाहिए इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट एंड लेट मी टेल यू कि मैं बोल रहा हूँ, मैं खुद भी अभी समझ रहा हूँ कि यार बहुत सारे लूप होल्स है सीवी लिखने में मेरे, हाउ टू करेक्ट
correct,
इट. बट या मी लर्निंग विद एक्सपीरियंस डिफरेंट, बट अभी मार्केट चेंज हो गया है. मीन्स the graduate students or the students should know how they have to post the CV and what is the right way to. So yes, I am
correct.
100% on this point that they should know how to write the CV and what should be the content in this,
Sir, also,
or I would say
like
how to
also
put the content into CV.
correct. Like I mean, the proper should be the formatting. At least should be
Yeah,
nice. Also, one more point just came in my head right now. Since you are currently in the institute, you must receive a lot of cold email about uh internships, or maybe I actually don't have idea, but you may receive like a for summer internship. If so, what would you like? How do you even see ki, okay, this is like right fit? Because I even see people asking like, how do you write? How do you approach professor? Like firstly, they are scared, but even they are writing. Most people are directly using AI. I mean, AI. I'm not hampering that you don't have to use AI, but at least put
yeah,
your
I
thing.
support AI. I support
Yeah,
AI.
I mean, yeah, that is
I
true.
support AI
But at
means
least put
I
some soul in that.
yeah. I always say कि you should use AI. Means okay, obviously AI case में नहीं जाना है. But your question was how means yeah, we do get mails and all those things for internship and all that. But what happens at the faculty level and the research level? Means I will talk in both research
Yeah,
institutes like DBT, DST, ICMR institutes, and the faculty level. Like we work on different projects,
correct.
and we some will be funded projects, some would be what seeded project like just started and एक बोलते रिसर्च चालू होता है उसको फंडिंग नहीं देते हैं. So what happens here is when this CVs come and that time industry research selection नहीं होता. Means you got the point. Means I'm
Yeah,
talking about summer internship and this thing,
correct.
dissertation basically. That time, okay, you're doing biotechnology, okay, you are doing microbiology, okay, you can you this is what I'm doing. Can you ये थोड़ा preliminary selection होता है because उसको experience देना है, मुझे काम करा के देना है. You're getting it. So it is more of giving the experience to the candidate and doing the research work. इसमें एक स्टेप आगे ये होता है कि some faculties may have some funded projects like DBTDS, ICMR का funded project है. They will be in the position to give some what internship to them. But in that time also the specificity, that time also they won't be more curious to the specificity because again they will be training the candidate to work for another 3 months or 6 months with them. Okay, that is both with the research institutes and the academic institutes. But the industry won't look that way. Industry will be having a trained people over there. और इधर कैसे कैंडिडेट भी जो आता है वो एक्सपीरियंस लेने के हिसाब से ही आता है. They may not, they are no, most of them are not also interested in getting in any internships in that internship payments in that. They were sir आपके साथ काम करना है, मुझे आपका ये प्रोफाइल अच्छा लगा, हमको आपका ये प्रोजेक्ट अच्छा लगा, आप इस पे काम कर सकते हैं तो बोलो. That is how the what argument sets or dialogue sets
Yeah,
between the but yeah, but that is a different scene. Yeah, the selection criteria comes when the student is applying for research assistants or research fellow or PhD. तब थोड़ा स्पेशलाइजेशंस और ये because that the project is in a different shape and that is where फिर वो इंडस्ट्री जैसे सिलेक्शन होगा because the candidate is also going to get paid and वो HR के थ्रू ही जाता है and that is how it will be. So that time the specialization point will come into picture. But again, question case, let's say I'm into computational chemistry. My interview will be more in and around computational chemistry and whatever techniques I'm doing, वो techniques वो बंदे को आता है क्या, at least know how है क्या, मैं देखूंगा और है तो मेरा criteria में fit हो जाता है. That is how it goes.
yeah,
Okay, but
true.
इंडस्ट्री में थोड़ा सा एक स्टेप और आगे जाना चाहिए पड़ेगा. Because research
Yeah,
may you always keep the chance of failure. Because I would say you will always keep failure as a priority and then टेक्निक आता है क्या नहीं आता है इतना ही तू प्रायोरिटी देता है. पर इंडस्ट्री प्रोडक्ट सेल करना है, मीन द प्रोडक्ट इज ऑलरेडी.
yeah, true.
सो the perception changes.
Also, like which I have particularly seen, and even like very good institute also does that. Why, like even I've seen professors, like few professors, not giving LORs for internships like outside. I mean, I don't want to get into
ये
it, but how do you like say this out? But मतलब I feel अगर
नॉर्मल
if I totally be bluntly, तो I mean that should not be the case, right? Like they should definitely get experience outside their host institute.
नहीं see LOR has two concepts. One normally LOR driven. What you are saying is more for students who are applying for different sub-interns and all this thing, and that is where institute should 101% give. And
Exactly.
if you see, it should be given through your HOI or the dean. That
Yeah,
is all. If you, and they should get it. Means in our institute at least there is no stoppage for it. Means एक draft ही बनाया हुआ है. We put the name and this thing. The HOI signs and gives it. The other LOR what we talk is the when students are applying for masters and PhDs and all those things. Those LOR should be specific. Means now let's say
true, true,
you
obviously.
are my student and you're working with me, then obviously definitely I should give you well, but don't get a LOR from a faculty who has never taught you or you have never worked
Yeah,
under him. Okay, ये
obviously.
problem हो रहा है. Okay,
अच्छा.
means normally I mean see now there are many students who will come for LOR with me, and they are eligible to get LOR also. Why? Because I have taught them.
Yeah.
But still, I say कि I tell them कि most of our students do work with some of the faculties or something. I tell them कि you ask for the those faculties. If not available, then you take it. Or you after that also need a LR from me because that LR will be written solely on the academic scale. But same candidate, if the candidate has worked, means I have taught them and they have worked with me some on some project or some assignment, then the LOR changes. The LOR means I can recommend a candidate both on the academic and the research or the skill set. What the so
Hmm.
in that case, yes, the professor should give LOR. Okay. Now, if professor is not giving LOR in that case, then उतना personal लो जाता है. But then there's I can't argue on that.
Yeah, I mean that was the main thing because मैंने तो बहुत ज़्यादा देख लिया है अभी ये चीज़ and I even know many institute or many people who
है
does that,
but
but ठीक है. I mean that's fine.
इथिकली ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. पर इथिकली ये भी होता है कि फैकल्टीज डिसाइड एंड रिसर्च साइंटिस्ट डू डिसाइड क्योंकि आजकल कैसे होता है कि नाउ सम साइंटिस्ट डू मेक देयर प्रोफाइल्स राइट. उनका एक एच इंडेक्स बना रहता है, हाई प्रोफाइल रहता है, एंड दे हैव सो देयर एलओआर मैटर्स. So they are very skeptical of giving LOR to some candidate who may not stand up to his standard. अभी ये अभी
Yeah,
थोड़ा चैलेंजिंग होगा कि सर स्टैंडर्ड आप कैसे मार्क करोगे. तो वो थोड़ा सा फिर पर्सनल हो जाता है. मीन्स आई एम टॉकिंग इन नाउ इन टर्म्स ऑफ अ फैकल्टी और साइंटिस्ट पर्सपेक्टिव. LOR देने का कि नहीं देने का उसका चॉइस है फिर.
true, true.
बिकॉज शुड आई रिकमेंड यू, yes or no, that is my. So in that case, the faculty, if not comfortable with the student, it's better to say no instead of spoiling students' career.
True. Uh, Also, sir, I've seen one thing in particular, like I think one of my friend only, uh, like mostly I still feel like there is a scope for entrepreneurship or even like management roles in life sciences या biotech specifically if I talk about. मतलब मेरे नोन में ही किसी ने बीटेक बायोटेक करा है एंड देन दे हैव मूव अब्रॉड एंड नाउ दे हैव गॉट एन ऑफर फ्रॉम मर्क एंड को जॉनसन एंड जॉनसन दे आर वर्किंग like in supply chain or anything, but they also require a specific degree of life sciences. Like your bachelor should be in something. Like there are many opportunities as well in management, but
Yes, they are.
many people don't tend to get about the ideas, the awareness about. Like then it again comes to that. But still, I feel like even the academic side they should also push because जब मैं था जैसे
Yes.
बैचलर में तो हमको तो पुश ही पीएचडी की तरफ ही करते थे. There was not even option for industry. Like they were mostly aligned towards कि you need to do this IIT crack करो gate B दे के proper get master's degree and then academy there
I,
was
I
no even.
accept your I
Hmm,
accept your what statement over here. 100% yes. थोड़ा सा even if I say see myself, yes ये होता है. you tend to push students towards PhD. The reason,
Yeah.
and that is specifically in biotechnology. बाकी के लाइफ साइंस से अगर देखोगे बायोटेक्नोलॉजी में ज्यादा होता है. The reason is I always say कि biotechnology is a field where there is no product in hand to sell. तेरे पास हाथ में कुछ बेचने के लिए नहीं है.
Hmm.
You got the point what I want to say.
Yeah.
The biotechnology is more of research oriented field. Means अगर तू companies भी देखेगा, they are more in product development and B2B business और ऐसे ही इसमें रहेंगे.
Outsource. Huh.
Yeah, and if you see, they are more into companies are more into product what scaling up and all those things.
Yeah.
क्या रिकॉम्बिनेंट ये बनाओ, स्केल अप करो, यील्ड बढ़ाओ, ये. तो इफ यू सी दिस इज द the field is more towards research driven approach. That's why ये एक tendency बन गया है biotechnology. I accept it. But yes, ये perception मैंने भी थोड़ा change किया है because all are not meant to be. All are
True.
not. And it's not underestimating anyone. Absolutely not
Yeah.
underestimating anyone. मीन्स ऐसा नहीं है कि यार तू पीएचडी नहीं कर सकता है या तू नहीं नहीं यार. व्हाई सेंड अ पर्सन हु इज वेरी गुड इन मैनेजमेंट इनटू पीएचडी. Better that guy takes a 2 year get go for what uh, what uh, the in MBA entrance
Mm-hmm.
or something of that sort. Uh,
Yeah.
and that would be a very good career. And
True.
you have pressed the right button that even banking sector needs engineering graduates with management or finance or economics understanding to it. So who better
Yeah.
people than this? So that is one aspect. The other aspect is apart from PhD, there's something called instrumentation also.
Hmm.
Many guys are very good in what instrumenting aspects. So they can master instrumentation like let's say GC, MS, NMR, HPLC. यार एक HPLC पे तो पूरा कंपनी चलता है. The best example is
True.
Thyrocare. Their entire output is driven through HPLC. थायरोकेयर के अगर यूनिट में जाएगा तो उनके पास 10-15 HPLC लगा के रखा है and they have people working on it. Imagine, and there are many outsourced centers who are there with accreditations and they run their business. Do you seriously feel all these hospitals and pharma do all these validations in their company? No, they will outsource it.
Yes.
They will get the, and you know it.
Mm-hmm.
Why not direct people to this? अरे यार 4 साल 5 साल उधर उससे अच्छा तब तक उसका बिजनेस सेट हो जाएगा यार.
Hmm. True.
Obviously, investment will be there, but you have that. So this awareness has to be there. Okay? Imagine one candidate mastering NMR. Imagine what is the industry getting. पर कितने आधे से ज्यादा बच्चों को तो NMR देखा भी नहीं है.
हाँ हाँ.
No doubt. I am not saying because NMR है कितने इंस्टीट्यूट्स में.
हम्म. मतलब वो भी है ना, मतलब फैसिलिटीज की फिर बात आ जाती है
एग्जैक्टली
तो.
एग्जैक्ट. अरे नहीं ना मीन्स अभी वी टॉक अबाउट अभी से मुंबई में भी चार चार जगह 2 या 4 जगह ही एनएमआर है. उसमें भी वो खुद इंस्टीट्यूट्स खुद लेट से एक एनएमआर आईआईटी में एक आईसीटी में है. उनके पास अगर तू जाएगा कर
हम्म.
उधर भी क्यू लगता है. 2-2 महीने बाद तेरा नंबर
हम्म.
लगेगा. मीन्स
हम्म.
इवन दोज पीपल डोंट गेट एक्सेस टू इट.
या.
इट्स बट एंड ट्रेनिंग तो मिलता है एनएमआर का. कंपनीज आर ट्रेनिंग अवेलेबल है. बट एनएमआर दिमाग में किसके. मास स्पेक्ट्रोमेट्री तो अभी रिवोल्यूशन है. मास स्पेक्ट्रोमेट्री तो अभी पहले इतना मैसिव मशीन था. अभी तो टेबल टॉप मशीन जैसा मास स्पेक्ट्रोमीटर्स मिलता है. नो डाउट दे एक्सपेंसिव बट इफ अ पर्सन मास्टर्स इट
या.
इमेजिन द जॉब प्रोफाइल एंड 5-10 साल उसमें उसका मार्केट वैल्यूएशन क्या रहेगा.
आई मीन
तो ये
इंडस्ट्री में
अवेयरनेस बहुत
इंडस्ट्री में अगर जॉब इन जनरल भी अगर फॉर एग्जांपल जैसे कोई जिसको बहुत मोटिवेशन है एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का कि आई वांट टू लॉन्च माय स्टार्टअप प्रोडक्ट बिजनेस डूइंग रिसर्च but it takes a lot of time, like no one can do that. Also it requires a lot of funding. Without
Yes,
fund तो you
yes.
cannot even step in, because एक मशीन का कॉस्ट इतने जाओ छोटी छोटी का it just spend in lakhs,
Impossible.
even in few machines are in crores. मतलब they are
लैक्स
much
तो
very
सस्ता ही
expensive.
बोला, वही आई वाज गोइंग
हाँ
टू
वो
टेल, लैक्स
मतलब
तो सस्ता ही बोला.
तो आई मीन दैट ऑल्सो वन थिंग, एंड ऑल्सो पहले ना मेरे दिमाग में क्वेश्चन आता था कि व्हाई आर दे पेइंग सो मच लेस फॉर फ्रेशर. देन आई थिंक समवन एट पॉइंट हिट मी कि देख आईटी फील्ड और इसका कंपैरिजन है ही नहीं. अगर तुम आईटी का इन्वेस्टमेंट देखो कंपनीज का कुछ ज्यादा अगर तुम यहाँ एक छोटी सी भी कंपनी का इन्वेस्टमेंट देख लो, द मशीन आर हेल लॉट ऑफ एक्सपेंसिव. तो
यस.
दैट इज ऑल्सो द मेन रीजन वाई द सैलरीज आर लेस, बिकॉज उन.
एंड मशीन बाय करके बात खत्म नहीं होता है ना.
हाँ.
मशीन का पूरा फॉलो अप
ट्रू.
हो तो पूरा इन्वेंट्री कॉस्ट तेरा इन एंड आउट हो ही जाता है. You need to maintain the inventory and backup for it. So yes,
या.
life science में challenge है ही. And I always tell student कि जैसा bulk hiring, you said that there are some 80,000 and some 2 lakh jobs available.
या.
But seriously, though those jobs are available, there will be never be a bulk hiring in uh, what life science company, unless until you are into sales and marketing. उधर ही थोड़ा बहुत बल्क हायरिंग होगा.
हाँ.
नहीं तो नहीं होगा, बिकॉज इम्पॉसिबल है. मीन्स इमेजिन एक मशीन है, उसके लिए भले रिक्वायरमेंट है, तो जैसा एक या दो बंदा हायर करेगा डिपेंडिंग ऑन द, बिकॉज मशीन मेंटेनेंस एंड रिकरिंग कॉस्ट फॉर इट. बट या वंस यू आर इन इट एंड यू स्टार्ट गेटिंग द बिजनेस, देन द सेटलिंग इज,
ट्रू.
बिजनेस मिलना स्टार्ट हो गया, देन द सेटलिंग इज इजी.
हाँ
बिजनेस मिलना
मतलब
स्टार्ट हो.
I've seen multiple startups facing this thing. Like even when they start, even it takes like 5 6 years just to establish.
Easy,
Establish भी proper
easy,
नहीं बोल रहा
easy,
हूँ मैं.
easy,
Like
easy.
just to even set up, and then they will go for conferences, and even the like how like they are representing themselves as a product, like just buy, and to reach up to that level obviously it takes a lot of
Very
time, but
challenging, very
हाँ
challenging,
बहुत
very
challenging,
challenging.
like that also takes a lot of risk I would say. uh, but I can see that also coming up, and like थोड़े time के
I
span में तो definitely
myself
बढ़
I have
जाएगा.
faced these challenges. Means that is where we'll sometimes discuss later. But I'm into this business, angel investing और ये सब इसमें
Yeah.
there are 2 patents also with my startup. But it's not that easy.
True.
I'm
Also.
sharing my experiences only with you.
Yeah. ऑल्सो एक और चीज है ना इसमें, मतलब अगर कोई सोचता भी है ये सब करने की, तो कंपनीज की लीगैलिटीज क्या क्या काम करने होते हैं उसके पहले इसका भी नॉलेज लेना बहुत जरूरी है, बिकॉज दैट इज वन फील्ड. अब
Ima-
अगर मैं आपको बताऊं तो हम हमारे पे 2 लीगल केसेस आए थे अभी थोड़े टाइम पहले. बहुत सारी चीजें हुई है पास्ट में 2 साल के अंदर. आई फेस्ड मेनी, ऑल्सो लर्नड मेनी थिंग्स, बट देयर आर मेनी थिंग्स दैट विल कम ऑन योर वे,
so,
बट अगेन
sorry.
थोड़ा अवेयरनेस का तो है, बट ठीक है. आई
Yes,
मीन
yes,
इट,
yes.
देयर आर मोर
You
थिंग्स.
again press the right button. आईटी कंपनी स्टार्ट करने के लिए तुझे कितना रेगुलेशंस क्लियर करना है.
I mean, it's very low as if you compare it with anyone.
इमेजिन आई हैव अ फार्मास्यूटिकल शॉप. बी फार्म
Yeah,
है तो एक फार्मास्यूटिकल शॉप भी, जैसे बोला आई आई हैव दिस कीड़ा इन मी. ओके, मेरा एक फार्मास्यूटिकल शॉप है. तो फार्मास्यूटिकल शॉप की मुझे कम से एफडीए में कम से मीन्स रजिस्टर्ड फार्मासिस्ट तो होना एक बात अलग है. वो लाइसेंस लेना, फिर वो लाइसेंस की 3 टाइप है. अगर उसमें ही तुझे डे एंड नाइट लग रहा है तो अलग लाइसेंस रखना है.
yeah,
Means how many and uh, when you go to it, you will also realize yes, वो मैंडेटरी है और वो जरूरी भी है. नहीं तो फिर मेडिकल शॉप और किराना वाले शॉप में
हाँ,
क्या डिफरेंस आएगा. कोई भी कुछ भी बेचेगा यार.
true.
एंड इट्स वेरी डेंजरस. व्हेन यू एंटर दैट यू रियलाइज इट. बट वो मैंडेटरी और नेसेसरी भी है. हाँ, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हो सकता है यार, ये थोड़ा कम ज्यादा. बट यस, इवन इफ यू हैव टू स्टार्ट वन स्पेसिफिक डाउनस्ट्रीम यूनिट, अगर फूड प्रोसेसिंग यूनिट है, imagine the documentation and the bureaucratic windows you have to face. And I am saying all goody things, means सीधा जाना. मैं उल्टा सुल्टा नहीं बोल रहा हूँ. कितना तो
I know what you
तो
meant.
लाइफ साइंस में challenges है, लाइफ साइंस में बहुत
Yeah.
चैलेंज, बस अल्टीमेटली सामने वाला भी वही बोलता है, मीन्स आई डू रिमेम्बर वन ऑफ आई ओपनर सेंटेंस ड्यूरिंग माय ग्रेजुएशन डेज, माय फैकल्टी गेव इट टू मी, डॉक्टर बत्की करके थे वो, वी मेड फार्मास्यूटिकल, एक लैक्सेटिव बनाया था और एक कैलामाइन लोशन बनाया था, बोथ वर पिंक इन कलर, लैक्सेटिव लाइक आपका क्रीमाफिन सॉल्यूशन रहता है ना वैसा ही, पिंकिश इन कलर, एंड कैलामाइन यू नो इट्स पिंक, दोनों किया, एंड पार्टनर पार्टनर मिलके किया था, and बहुत अच्छा फॉर्मुलेशन बना था, आई वाज वेरी हैप्पी। और घाई घाई में मेरे पार्टनर ने, फ्रेंड ने, इसका लेबल उसके और उसका लेबल इसके ऊपर लगा दिया, सबमिट किया और हम लोग निकल आए बाहर, प्रैक्टिकल, रूटीन प्रैक्टिकल्स, नॉट इवन
Yeah.
एग्जाम्स, प्रैक्टिकल। एंड एक आधे घंटे में एक बंदा आ गया, अरे सर आपको बुला रहा है, तो जाओ। तो वी वेंट देयर एंड ही गेव बोथ द बॉटल्स इन अ हैंड एंड सेड देखो क्या है, एंड ही स्मार्टली व्हाट रिमूव द लेबल्स। तो मेरे फ्रेंड ने एक टेस्ट किया, मैंने किया, मैंने बोला, ये तो कैलामाइन लोशन है, एंड फ्रेंड दिस इज दी लैक्सेटिव, देन ही रिमूव द लेबल, शोड मी कौन सा लेबल किसके ऊपर लगाया देखो, ऑब्वियसली इट वाज अ मिस्टेक, मुझे सॉरी सॉरी सॉरी
Yeah.
लगा दिया, एंड ही सेड वेल, वेरी वेरी कूल प्रोफेसर, he corrected us. And while saying he said, just while leaving, he said, you know what? If a doctor, a physician makes a mistake, will kill one person. If you make a mistake, he, मराठी में वर्ड यूज करते हैं, आई ट्रांसलेट इन हिंदी, आप अगर गलती करोगे तो कम से कम 100 जन की थीडी उठाओगे। व्हाट ही मीन टू से, अगर प्रोडक्ट गलत हो गया, मार्केट में गया, तो यू आर रिस्किंग लाइक ऑफ नंबर। इट वाज आई ओपनर यार, ये और थोड़ा सा ये हो गया, व्हाट ही सेड इज, मीन्स उल्टा सुल्टा प्रोडक्ट गया मार्केट में गलती से, इमेजिन हाउ मच यू आर रिस्किंग लाइफ ऑफ पीपल।
ये
एंड
तो मैंने आई हैव सीन दिस इन
रिसेंटली द
रियल
केस
लाइफ.
हैपेंड, डेक्सोमेथाप्रेन का जो अभी राजस्थान और उस साइड में वो पर्टिकुलर फॉर्मुलेशन का हुआ था, एडल्ट्रेटेड ये
Hmm.
गया, मे बी वो आई डोंट नो द एग्जैक्ट केस, पर ऐसे बहुत सारे केसेस हुए।
हाँ, आई हैव सीन इट
वो तो
पर्सनली. एक कंपनी थी, देयर इज अ टेस्ट कॉल्ड बीईटी व्हिच हैपेंस ऑन द प्रोडक्ट व्हिच आर अवेलेबल इन हॉस्पिटल. तो सलाइन में बीईटी लगना, उसका रिजल्ट नेगेटिव था, एंड दे जस्ट उन्होंने एक बैच निकाल लिया था, एंड दैट जस्ट कॉस्टेड अराउंड आई थिंक 8-9, लाइक 8 and 9 deaths, एंड फिर वो तो कंपनी शट डाउन
माय
हो गई.
गुडनेस,
uh,
माय गुडनेस,
वो तो होनी
डेथ हो गया
थी
तो बात
बट,
खत्म ही हो गया।
हाँ मतलब वो तो फिर देयर इज नो चांस. बट ठीक है. Yeah, I think all the questions from my side are there, are over. I think it was really nice conversation with you, sir. I
सेम
think
ईयर, सेम ईयर।
it was like very flowy
Actually,
and
I
everything.
was expecting a very pinpoint questions and all those things, and obviously it went very random. But yeah, we will be in touch. We
Definitely.
will be, yeah, and I'll also discuss with Apurva on this.
Done, sir.
I was not knowing that she is working. Just last week she came and said I'm working with some thing, and okay, but that is good, and I'm happy to interact with guys like you. You know, हमारे लिए भी एक अलग perception होता है वो। We
Yeah,
will let's see, we will work on many things.